Welcome to the Emerging Professional Startup Series at the Coffee Conference Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Mastering the Art of Wealth, Pre-IPO, Investment Advisory, and Financial Growth. We have with us Kharanshu Parikh, co-founder at Ekvity. With a strong foundation in finance, risk management, and investment advisory, Kharanshu has carved a niche for himself in the world of wealth management and pre-IPO investments. As a co-founder of Ekvity, he plays a pivotal role in helping clients navigate financial markets with research-driven strategies. His journey began at PwC, where he gained deep insights into financial risk assessment, later transitioning into the entrepreneurial world with ventures across finance and tourism. Beyond the boardroom, Kharanshu's passion for sports and leadership shines through, having played professional cricket, earning a black belt in martial arts. So, in this episode of we uncover his expertise in finance, leadership mindset, personal philosophies, and his personal journey. So, welcome Kharanshu to today's coffee conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Look forward to the conversation.
So, friends, we are at AWFI's co-working space, and I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation and legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startup SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So my first question, but before that, let me take you to the process. There are 3 rounds: professional journey round, personal journey round, and a surprise, the rapid fire round, for which you have to be witty, fun, and quick. Then you get to win your book, which is this niche marketing. And it has been autographed, but you have to first crack it. Otherwise, you will go empty-handed. But I know you will crack it.
Look forward.
Okay. So, my first question, Kharanshu, you transitioned from working at PwC to co-founding Ekvity. What motivated you to take the entrepreneurial leap into wealth management? And my second question will be, what's the story behind naming of your this startup venture, Ekvity?
So great. Thanks for the introduction, Amir. Look forward to it. Transitioning from PwC to the entrepreneurial journey, I think, has 2 sides to it. One is on the entrepreneurship side. Why did I take it up? And I think that stems from some of the learnings from my dad. My dad always told me, "Khud ka karna." Though he couldn't, live up to his own dream, but he always instilled that in me. So from a very young age, I was being told. And why I chose wealth management per se, essentially is coming from a Gujarati background. Shares, stocks, wealth is a very day-to-day conversation, right? At times, I say that it runs in our blood. So, and I was a professional cricketer, as you mentioned in the brief. At one point in time, I wanted to take up something on the education side as well, because my parents said that education is a must. It's a non-negotiable. So I took up CFA, realized my love for finance. I enjoyed studying. And then my co-founder, he already had a firm that he started a year ago, and then we thought of joining hands. So that's when the wealth management entrepreneurship journey started. And quickly in one line, why Ekvity? So we were earlier called as FinStream. We changed our name in 2017. The word can be dissected into 2. Ek means one, with means finance in Sanskrit. So wanting to be the number 1 in finance, hence equity, resonating with our core competence of equity markets per se. So that's how it is.
Wow. So let's go to your days at PwC. Pre-IPO investments are a specialized niche. What led you to focus on this space, and how do you access potential opportunities in it? So from your PwC experience at Ekvity, so combining 2 things, how is this IPO work all about you're doing?
So PwC really helped me shape as an individual. Taught me a lot of skills, softer skills, communication, and those kind of things. How we jumped onto pre-IPO was purely through an accident. and if the right word to put it up in a positive affirmation way would be coincidental. But I sometimes just share with my co-founder Smith that if ever a book is written about us, it will be like accidental entrepreneurs, because pre-IPO gave us that kickstart. How it happened, it's a very short and interesting story. A friend of my co-founder Smith Javeri asked him that do you have shares of HDFC Life? And we were like, अरे ये तो listed नहीं है, तो मिलेंगे कैसे? But something that runs even today is curiosity, which was even back then. हमने सोचा चलो try तो करते हैं. And that's when we got in touch with somebody at HDFC Life who was the VP at that point in time, and we bought his ESOP shares, employee stock options, and the first transaction we did was around 50,000 shares. That would translate into around 80-90 lakh rupees back in December 2015. And that's when we realized, wow, this is one space where there were not many players, and that's how we carved a niche to it. So it was purely serendipity and luck, the grace of Almighty, I think.
Wow. So, Kharanshu, risk assessment plays a major role in financial advisory. What are the biggest investment risk people overlook, especially in the pre-IPO market?
So, I just slightly jog back and in continuation to what I said earlier, is when we started in December 2015, there were hardly any players. If you look today, in the last 4-5 years, the number of players and the popularity this segment has come up with is crazy. There are so many vehicles like alternative investment funds vehicles. There are so many people like us doing it. The risks that are going to be now seen is because of the popularity. Many people are not aware that this space is riddled with a lot of lack of information. There's a lot of illiquidity that happens at times, and it's a key to mention that we've been doing since 2015, because there was a time where this illiquidity has played a part in our 10-year journey. Also, these are not widely researched companies. There's not much coverage. There's not much talk about. So I think lack of information and illiquidity are two biggest risks. So only a certain portion of a net worth should be going into these kind of riskier asset class per se. But it's a good place to make money if you get the right company at a good valuation.
Wow. So, Kharanshu, Equity has built a strong presence in wealth management. What are some key financial principles you believe everyone should follow?
So again, I think this would have been answered by so many greats of the industry in very different manner and way. So I'll try my hand at too, but I think there's a lot more written also. The first, I think, is frugality goes without saying, and frugality is not just about savings; it's a way deeper concept. The second thing that is more important and is not talked about much is to earn more. I think 30 years back it was all about savings. Today we live in a very aspirational society where experiences are a very key part of our life. तो कमाने की चेष्टा रखनी चाहिए. We should earn more, and earning is not by illegitimate means, right? It's by developing your core competencies, skills, investing the money at the right place at the right time. And the third and the most important part is, and I keep emphasizing, is asset allocation. Today, the last 4 years have been stupendous for the equity markets per se, and everybody wants to buy equities. But the right way to do it is on a consistent basis. Have a certain portion in equity, certain in debt, certain in gold. So that asset allocation pool has to be looked at in cohesion. So I think it's frugality is about earning more. Even Warren Buffett and Charlie have spoken about investing in yourself to do that. And the third is asset allocation. These are the three key principles I feel should be used by all of us.
Wow. So, Kharanshu, how do you differentiate Equity, your company, in a competitive market where clients have numerous investment options?
So, I mean, yes, it is competitive, right? And it goes without saying. And Slightly elaborating on this part, um, India is a 140 crore population country, right? Uh, there are always conversations around penetration, per capita consumption of a particular product, and then comes your premiumization, right? And that's the way industry evolves. I think wealth management, the story is still at the penetration level. Uh, Only 10 crore demat accounts, not many even active, to be honest. So the runway to growth is stupendous. So there is ample for everybody. How do we differentiate, which is the point that you alluded to? I think follows in our tagline of everything niche. So the mindset from the top is very clear. We don't want to do a lot more things. We want to do less. Less is luxury. So do at best what is optimum. There are plethora of products available in the market, but we are very selective as to how we do it. The second part is how we've carved a niche for the family office client group that we have, is trying to focus on the category where the net worth is between 10 to 50 crores, and majority of the wealth is going to be built in that bracket.
Wow.
And the one last thing is, and recently came across a very nice thing, that there is a difference between service and hospitality. Service is कि मेरे पास क्या है, hospitality is कि उसका आपको क्या फ़ायदा होगा and how you can make use of it to your best potential. So I think the way we are differentiating is to do less through our family office client group offering, focusing on the overall wealth management and the asset allocation, because as advisors we can do so. And the third is focusing more on hospitality and not just service, that this is the bouquet of services I have. No.
Wow. So, Kharanshu, our viewers would like to know more about a family office. Like we had this conversation with our coffee speaker Ankit Tanna, but from you are servicing the family office. So, what family office constitutes, and uh, how does it help the investor using this format of investments?
Right. So the beauty of family office is you look at all your assets at a cohesion, right? You don't look at equity, that these are the products that I have and these are the portfolio managers I am with. For debt, you look at something different. For real estate, you look at something different. We are going through a wealth boom. In the last 5 years, we have gone through, and as everybody says, in the next 5 years further, we will be going through that. More the wealth is created, I think more the insecurity about preservation will kick in. पहले था ही नहीं तो preserve क्या करेंगे, अब है तो how will the generations ahead go through? Family office is that vehicle which allows your advisor to look at all your assets in unison, but not just stop at allocation of that, but even look at the taxation bit of it, even look at the succession planning of it. There are such beautiful concepts available of a trust. You coming from a legal background would be aware, but people are only aware about will. But um, the trust is a far greater vehicle to protect your assets than a will. We have not even crossed the stage of having a will for everybody. So this is where the advisor comes in. This is where the family office part comes in. That hey, you might have 10 managers, but let's evaluate all of their performance all together. Is it as per our risk profiling, as per our needs, as per our objectives, as per our return expectations? That is what an advisor or the family office vehicle helps you to. So I think in years to come, as you know, the wealth gets transferred to the second, third generation now, more and more of these family office vehicles will start coming in. And we are here to bust the myth that it is not a vehicle only for the 200, 300, 400 crore guy. The 10 to 50 crore guy also needs some kind of advice and a family office offering. That is where we are carving a niche for ourselves.
That's beautiful. So I will be planning a panel discussion on this because this is need of the hour. Okay, family office understanding.
Right.
I was just having a conversation with my friend.
Right.
He's into real estate leasing.
Hmm.
Uh,
Sure.
so he was very curious about
Right.
what is family office. Well, wait, watch the episode of Ankit Tanna.
Yeah.
But we need to have a panel discussion to, there is more
Sure.
clarifications and understandings because
Absolutely.
there will be a lot of questions.
Right.
अपना ये है. So as you said rightly, 10 to 15, 20, this lower order people need some advice
Yeah.
how to venture into family office investments and
Right.
opportunities to go for.
Absolutely.
Not only. Yeah. So, Kharanshu, the financial industry is constantly evolving. What trends or disruption do you see shaping wealth management in the next 5 years?
I think might sound really cliche, but I had attended a very interesting one-day session on the 8th of February in Flame University, and it talked about AI and AI in banking and wealth management per se. And we had all esteemed speakers, somebody from Bajaj Finance, the CTO, and what they showed to us, I was aghast. AI is really sweeping the floor under us if we do not wake up to it. Um, I keep telling my team that let alone jobs, businesses will be disrupted tomorrow, and how we will not even understand. Reports can be prepared in minutes, synthesized into concise documents into seconds. Analysis, synthesizing our base case for the AI driven models that are going to come up. We are seeing every day few hundred models on LLMs coming. So if we are not open to that, AI will really sweep the floor. So not exaggerating too much, but I think it's one of the biggest risks for the wealth management industry, the brokerage industry, uh, at in our industry.
Okay, Kharanshu, what are some common investment mistakes you see young professionals making and how can they avoid them?
So I think the two mistakes per say, and they are kind of conjoined twins. Uh, they say there are three edges in our market. One is your information edge, then is your knowledge edge, and then is the behavioral edge. If you look at say around 20 years back, you had the information edge, and I'm saying information through legitimate means. Today, through Google, internet, that information edge has been evaporated. Then comes your knowledge edge, and in the last 10 years, the softwares and the tools that have come up, like YouTube, the number of paid subscribers, if you look at, is crazy. So even the knowledge edge is slowly going away, and then the leftover part is the behavioral edge, which is a very important thing, is how one can stomach the volatility and those kind of things. I think that's where the risks lie. The current generation is all about quick fixes, quick money, wanting everything at the tip of the fingers. It's more about short termism. We've seen the rise of futures and options. So, that behavioral edge of having patience, which is one very critical element of making money and investing and compounding your wealth, that is not going to be there. What that has done is, in terms of the dopamine effect that we have of constantly swiping on the social media platforms, has made us more materialistic. So at times we are spending way more than we earn, as much as we need to earn more. So that's one important folly the younger generation might be having. One, the second, as I alluded in the first part, is the short termism nature, as everything wanting very quickly, going in and out of things. So these are the two critical investment mistakes I think the generations to come will be making, and some other generation maybe from, I'm 1990, but somebody who from 1995 7 would already be making that. and it would come over a period of time of experience, not to commit them. So yeah, these are the two things.
So, from the financial world, who is your inspiration and why?
Oh wow, I think our philosophy stems from three cohorts of people. Um, one is obviously Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger from Berkshire Hathaway. I think they would have influenced, inspired, motivated. I think half the population of the world who is in the investing world exactly. The second is Parag Parikh. What his thoughts, the way they manage the fund at Parag Parikh, we really look up to them. And the third is Pulak Prasad and Ashish Patil from Nalanda Capital, uh, based out in Singapore. So we really follow all these investment houses very closely and try to emulate as much as possible from them and look up to them.
Wow. So, looking back at your time at PwC, what corporate lessons have helped you in your entrepreneurial journey?
I really thank you for that question. I've never got a chance to be grateful on a public platform to PwC, to the manager who hired me. So here's a thank you to my manager Rishi Shukla and the lady who hired me, Anuradha. Um, PwC helped me in a detailed way, and I had already mentioned in the first segment that we had. But one critical thing that I learned from PwC, and there was a big lesson which I didn't even learn after leading the Mitibai College as a captain for 2 years, is respect cannot be commanded, respect has to be earned. And there was an incident that happened, I'll not go in detail in the paucity of time, in the interest of time, but that made me realize that सबॉर्डिनेट एंड सुपीरियर हायरार्की में आपको रिस्पेक्ट बहुत इजीली मिल जाएगी, भले वो ना भी करते हो आपके फेस पे दिखाएंगे, बट पीयर टू पीयर रिस्पेक्ट पाना बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है. एंड इफ यू टॉक विद एन अथॉरिटी इट डजंट गो वेल. सो दैट वाज माय बिगेस्ट लर्निंग इन PwC. Respect has to be earned, cannot be commanded.
Wow. So, my last question for your professional journey round, if you had to give one financial advice to someone just starting their investment journey, what would it be?
So I don't know if it's a financial advice. I maybe more generic, but very relevant to the financial world. And it's something coming from, I was reading 2 weeks back, and that post said that until writing is relevant, so is reading. Until thinking is relevant, so is writing. So the three things I would like people, to really focus on, and I do it for myself even today, is read, write, and think. Very very critical in this fast-paced world. But reading will always give you an edge. So will writing, will clearing your thoughts, and thinking is the underrated thing which not most of us do in this today dopamine-driven social media world. So read, write, and think.
Wow. So, let's go to the next round and understand Kharanshu as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
So I'm the only son, privileged that way. My father passed away 2 years back.
Sorry.
So I have a 3.5-year-old son. My formative years have two things. One is the formative years I have in my childhood, which shaped me today what I am as a person, and that's predominantly coming from the teachings and learnings from my parents, and really grateful to them and thanks to them. But my formative years of equity or being an entrepreneur have actually been shaped by my wife, and she's taught me so much about entrepreneurship. And I keep telling her that she's a far better businessman than I am, and I learned so many things from her. So formative years of childhood, parents, formative years of Ekvity's childhood, and my teenage days of Ekvity are predominantly my wife is the spearing head for me.
Wow. So let's go to your days at Mithibhai College. What are your memories, experience from there?
So, uh, I mean, Mithibhai was, I mean, now I'm not going to be held accountable ever, but Mithibhai was known for not having, being okay with not attending college. So until T5 become, I have not attended college. Uh, and sadly, I don't have friends from Mithibhai. My whatever friends I have is from my school, my locality, and now my professional friends. So the memories of Mithibai are uh, go in the morning, go to the canteen, sit, chill with friends, have some pav bhaji, spend time with my wife. We've been together since school. Um, Post that, go home, go for practice. So Mitibai until TY was absolutely chill. Spent most of the time in canteen. There was a cafe coffee day then. Today it's no more there in Mitibai. It was a very nice thing with trees around it, greenery. So not much honestly to Mitibai, but grateful to the institution who contributed those 5 years to my life. So yeah.
Wow. So, Kharanshu, you have an interesting mix of professional finance and athletic discipline. How has sports shaped your mindset in business?
So I think if I actually talk about this topic and uh, I'm not be allowed, but it might go for hours together. But cricket has really shaped me in ways beyond imagination. Whatever discipline I have in life today, a large part of is because of cricket. But there's one very important thing which I keep sharing with a lot of people, and that's why I tell my wife that our 3.5-year-old son has to play a sport. Is what lot of my friends, colleagues saw in their professional world post 25. I came across that at 16. Fame, adulation, success, utna, girna, insult. You are playing on Azad Maidan with hundreds of players. You drop a catch, and from the boundary line, your captain is abusing you. Uh, uh, are some of the sides which a cricketer has gone through. But that's what makes you, right. You got to still stand up, perform, not worry about what the people are thinking, not worry about circumstances. Get up the next day, give your 100%. And the lows are sometimes terrifying. You cry. So they say that sports people have to be mentally tough. I think cricketers, if that was the case, cricketers wouldn't have cried on losing a World Cup or winning a World Cup. Footballers wouldn't have done that. So I feel that cricket taught me vulnerability very nicely. I embraced those tough moments as well, which really helped me in my professional career. That I look at things very independently because each day is a new day. But I can go on. But I mean,
Wow.
thanks to cricket.
So, what's that memorable moment from your cricket playing days?
I mean, had a considerable time, right? I played cricket till 22, 23. So to pinpoint one would be like it would be an injustice to the
Any memorable
sport.
moment?
Yeah, so I'll say three. Can I just quickly sum it up? So I remember once getting an opportunity to practice with Kings 11 Punjab. So I got an opportunity to meet with Yuvraj Singh, Piyush Chawla, Srishant. At that point in time, that was a really memorable experience. The second, I think, when I was at my fag end of the career, almost about to quit just a few months before, KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal all came from their India under 19 days, representing India in the Under 19 World Cup. And then there was a batting camp. In that batting camp, you had KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, you had Surya Kumar Yadav, you had Rahul Tripathi, you had Karun Nair. I got to practice with them. So I was a bowler, predominantly a left arm spinner. I got to practice with them for like good 20 days and then play a match. So got an opportunity to play in that cohort. And the third is I represented a team called Repro in the Time Shield, which is a listed company. And if we would have not won that match outright, meaning both the innings, we would have got relegated. But I took a 6 wicket haul, the best in my life, and we didn't get relegated, and we stayed up in the B division. So A and B are the topmost divisions in the Time Shield cricket, in the club cricket, and the club cricket. So these are three of my memories that I have, with a lot more, but these three stand out.
Yes. So, Kharanshu, martial arts require discipline and perseverance. What inspired you to pursue a black belt, and how has it influenced you personally?
So I think karate, to be more specific, I'm a black belt one, and this again is thanks to our school. They taught us needlework, they taught us cooking, they taught us karate. They taught us everything. So I finished my black belt back in the school. Um the beauty of that is my parents allowed, because at first it was compulsory as a karate as a class, but my parents forced me that जो भी करना है पूरा करना. So black belt is like you've reached a level, एक मुकाम पे पहुंचे हो. So that is why I pursued it. Cricket, karate, both, what they have done is the flexibility that I have today, because I play regularly pickleball as well today. Uh, is way better than what a 33, 34-year-old who would have not played a sport till right now in his life. So I feel that that discipline, that flexibility, your muscle memory, the muscle building is all from the primitive years. So thanks to martial arts and karate and cricket.
Wow. So, Kharanshu, you have been involved in the Rotaract Club in leadership roles. How has community service influenced your personal growth?
I think the art of giving, I think that's the biggest satisfaction anybody can get without any expectation. I was just overhearing you telling someone that you do this show without any return expectation, and that's commendable. But that's the art of giving, the satiation that you get after that. So I think Rotaract brought two very important concepts in my life. One was gratitude. You be thankful, because when you do the social activities, you realize that हमारे पास कितना है फिर भी हमें कम लगता है. And you be thankful to whatever your parents or the Almighty has given. And the second is the empathy quotient that comes along with these things. When you look at the struggles of so many other people in the society, and you realize that you are indeed very privileged. So I think empathy and gratitude is what Rotaract taught me, along with obviously leadership roles, because I took some leadership roles. That's the way the format works. But I think on the human side, it really contributed in a big way.
Wow. So, what's one book or movie that has influenced you?
So I love reading. I've read a lot of books. I started my primitive years of reading with autobiographies. So I think the one book that has stuck with me, and there's a bias towards the personality, is Andre Agassi's Open. I really love that book. I really love that character somehow. Andre Agassi, a tennis player. The movie, I think two movies I can watch on and on, on and on. I can recite dialogues along the movie as well. When the movie's playing, is one is Laksh, Farhan Akhtar's and Hrithik Roshan's Laksh, and second is Three Idiots. I just love those two movies.
Wow. So, what's a fun fact about you that your friends or your colleagues don't know about?
I think I've been a pretty open book. They would know everything. My friends have been from the childhood, so they have seen the best, the worst, the not so good part of me. So they would know everything. My colleagues also now, for me, Ekvity is family. So they also know everything. There's nothing that they don't know, to be honest. I can mimic, maybe that fun fact for the viewers. I can mimic you. Just kidding. But I can mimic my father-in-law. I can mimic my wife. I can mimic actors. So I sometimes do that at home.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's your goal for 2025 personally and professionally?
So professionally first, so we've built a legacy, a name for ourselves in the pre-IPO space. Now we are building our name and name for ourselves in the investment advisory space. There's a big space to be dealt with, need of the hour. So wanting to grow the assets under advice under that practice to exponential levels. That's one professional goal. The second goal on the personal, or the not the second goal, but on the personal side is I do not want to be known as a workaholic person who is just a successful entrepreneur, but I want to be known as a successful father, successful son, a successful husband. I don't know, work-life balance is not the right word, but I want to try and give enough time to my family as well, and spend time with them.
Wow. So, my last one is googly one. Describe Kharanshu in one line.
This is actually very tricky, right? And I do that with people who come for interviews, and it's a real fun. मजा आता है ये पूछने को. But जब हमें कोई पूछता है तो that's the time you start racking your brains. But I think this exercise we did it I think 2-3 years back, and the one line in how I can describe myself would be an insecure bloke whose satiation only comes from growing 1% every day and becoming better.
Beautiful. So, let's go to the next round and have some fun. The rapid fire round. Your go to comfort food.
Go to comfort food, burgers.
Wow. Your favorite color.
Green.
One city you would love to retire in.
One city I would love to retire in. Oh, not been to that city then, because it will not be a city. Honestly, it will be amongst nature.
Okay. One word that describes your leadership style.
Empathetic.
Best piece of advice received.
Let the world use you. It's okay to be used by people. We take it in a very different sense. But be of use to people, be of use to the world. It's okay. It's a good quality to have.
Wow. Early mornings or late nights.
Early mornings.
What do you like about Mumbai?
I like about Mumbai, I think the people.
Okay. What are your recommendations for someone who visits Mumbai to visit as well as for have food?
I think have food. I've not been out lately, and I think a lot has changed. But I think some of the iconic things would be the bun maska, because I've grown a lot in Churchgate because of my cricketing playing days. I really like that bun maska and chai that is outside the Azad Maidan and Cross Maidan. So that would be a feature. Places to visit, I think I'm not the right person. I am a lazy buff. I spend my weekends at home, so not the right person to answer that.
Wow. Tea or coffee to recharge?
Coffee. Cheers.
And here's your book. You did well.
Thank you. Privileged.
It has been also autographed. So, So friends, it was a lovely conversation having with Kharanshu Parikh on a Saturday evening. One thing I liked is line: read, write, and think. So watch this episode, how sports and being part of PwC has helped him shape as an entrepreneur. And this is what our coffee speakers bring to the table from their sports interest, yeah, and how to being part of the Rotaract Club, how that has helped him to give back to society, and now family office. That's a new concept. So we would recommend all our viewers, please watch the episode, and all those investors understand what is family office, because this is a new concept and you should connect with Kharanshu to understand more in detail what it is. It will help you to diversify your asset planning. And so, like this, there are 450 plus coffee speakers who share their insights, their stories, and bring a wealth of wisdom. If you want to be featured like Kharanshu, visit our website, the Emerging India Forum, or LinkedIn page, or connect with a coffee speaker to refer your name and to our team coffee, and we will invite you to have coffee conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.